It just fits like a glove and it's really cool, and I've not had anything like that before. I have had some problems with these ones, which we'll get into in a minute. The video is going to be a full in-depth review of these bad boys, the Vivobarefoot Primus Lite 3's in the all-weather version. Now this is going to be a follow-up video from my initial impressions video of these shoes, which you can watch just up here. I'm just going to go straight in and start this one off by saying I absolutely love Vivobarefoot shoes. I love the brand, and I've just not found any other brands that I really like the look of, to be honest. But I have had some problems with these ones, which we'll get into in a minute. Now I use these shoes every single day, so although I've only had them 5 months, they've probably gone through a lot of wear in that amount of time. So that's just something to consider and keep in mind as we go through this video. So first of all, what am I using them for? Then you get a good perspective of how useful they are and how good they've been. Now I'm on my feet all day at work, and I also use them whilst I'm training in the gym, and I've also done the occasional run in them. And although I get a lot of stick for it, I also wear them with more formal clothes if on the rare occasion that I'm going out to dinner, or if I'm going into town or doing any sort of shopping, I'll still wear these all of the time. So now you know that I use them for absolutely everything. We're going to start this one off by looking at the upper, which I really like. It's unlike any other shoe that I've had before, and unlike any other barefoot shoes. These ones being the all-weather versions, which we'll speak about in a minute. They're made with like a neoprene glove type material with some synthetic kind of rubbery plastic stuff encasing it, which just feels super comfortable. And surprisingly, even in the summer, my feet don't overheat. So they really are all weathers, but perhaps not extreme stuff is what I would say. It's just a really nice, comfortable material, and it just fits like a glove, and it's really cool, and I've not had anything like that before. Now, if you saw my last video on these, you'll see that the waterproofing is pretty good, but they certainly aren't fully waterproof if that's what you're looking for. They're more of a water resistance or showerproof type shoe, and as one of my subscribers said on my first video of these shoes, they're perfect for early morning dog walks over wet grass. So that level of kind of water resistance they can handle, and they're really good for. The other benefit of them being the all-weather versions is when it gets a bit colder or your feet do get completely soaked, they do a much better job than any other shoe really at keeping your feet nice and warm and comfortable. Now moving on to the laces. The laces lock down nicely, and you get a nice wide toe box that you would expect with a Vivobarefoot shoe, but you don't really have to worry about any sort of slippage because it wraps around the foot really nicely, and it locks down really well with the laces. Now onto the outsole. As you might suspect, there isn't much of one really. It's just a thin bit of rubber between you and the floor, so you get that kind of proprioception and you get that feel on the ground, but whilst having some protection from sharp objects and also a little bit of grip. So using these, you can certainly feel everything on the floor, but I've never had to worry about something kind of piercing through the rubber and then going straight into my feet, which is kind of impressive when you think about it, when you realize actually how thin that rubber material is. So overall, I think they've got the balance really good in terms of keeping your feet nice and protected, but having such a great foot feel on the ground. Now on a previous pair of these, I actually removed the insole to be even closer to the ground and reduce that kind of thickness, but these ones in here are meant to be more of a thermal type insole, matching the all-weather name of the shoe, and they're definitely beneficial kind of leaving them in for the winter. It doesn't look much different, but I do think it helps keep your feet nice and warm. Now using them day to day in the gym, on walks and running, the grip, the flexibility, the lightness of the shoe has all been good. It doesn't leave me wanting or expecting anything more or anything less. It just works, and it's exactly what you want from a barefoot shoe, and I know my feet are much stronger for wearing these a lot of the time. But now some not so good bits about these shoes and the experience that I've had with this particular set of shoes. The first thing being they're quite expensive, and I know I've said that before, and I'm not sure if I can say that now after I've actually just bought a pair of Vaporflies, which I don't know how I'm going to explain to the other half, but I would say they definitely are on the more expensive side given how much shoe you get for your money. And then there's the durability, which we definitely need to get into. But what I will say, one thing to note on the cost though, is they're a pretty ethical brand and they do all sorts of good stuff for the planet, which is nice. They also have the Revivo service or Revivo service. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but that's for another video. The outsole itself, I'd say, is pretty durable, and you can see there's some wear here after a lot of use, and I do stand on a fairly abrasive gym floor most of the day, so that's a tick really from me. Now, the first issue I do have though is where the outsole meets the upper. I'm not sure if it's just me or the particular pair that I've got, but the outsole started to peel away from the upper pretty soon after I got these, right where the toe bend happens. So right where you get that flex in the shoe, it just seems to be peeling away much quicker than I would expect it to. Obviously they do get a lot of flex through here, but you know, the sizing is all right and everything seems fine. So maybe just some reinforcing around here would be good. So I've decided I'm actually gonna squirt some Gorilla Glue in there now, and we'll see if that dries and sorts the problem by the end of this video. I feel like this should be the perfect thing for the job, and hopefully it just secures it and it stops that kind of getting any bigger. There we go. I might need to hold this now for the rest of the video. But anyway, we'll see how that plays out, and hopefully it dries nice and quick. I think I should leave it 24 hours before I actually wear them, so I might wear my running shoes to the gym. I've also found a similar issue with the other shoe on the same sort of place, where not the sole itself, but kind of the synthetic material that encases the neoprene type material. You can see it's just fraying there at the seams. At the toe bend again. I seem to have some sort of hole coming right in the neoprene material, right near the kind of toe bit. I don't know if you can see that there. It's quite small, but it has been getting bigger. And I could have quite easily caught that on something and it's just ripped that wetsuity type material, but I don't think I have. But you know, I think it's just gonna get bigger now, which kind of sucks. With that said, you can now make up your own mind a little bit and think about whether the durability is decent or not based on the price and kind of how much I've been using them. I do absolutely love these shoes still, although I do think they're a bit more fragile than I'd like, but I think they're the best offering in the way of barefoot shoes out there, and I do like the option of the all-weather versions and the normal versions. Now, if you have these shoes or you're looking to get them, then let me know in the comments below. I'd love to talk to you about it. I like talking about these shoes. And I'll also leave a link in the description for these Vivobarefoot shoes. If you want to help me out and buy them through that link, that would be magic. I think I'll get a small amount of commission off it, and they'll be kind of the cheapest price I can find for you. So I don't want to jinx this, and I don't want to bend it too much, but I think I've solved the peeling of the outsole against the upper with the Gorilla Glue. It's not fully dried yet, but I think that's going to work an absolute treat. In terms of, you know, the hole there, I don't really think I can sort that out. And the fraying, I don't think I can really sort that out. But if we can keep the sole on there, that's going to be super good, just with a little bit of Gorilla Glue. So that's how that turned out. And if you found this video useful in any way, then please smash the like button. It helps me to make more content like this. And if you're interested in any future reviews of these shoes, or you're into any fitnessy type stuff, then please consider subscribing to the team. But until my next video, have a really good one, and I'll see you then.